Today we're going to be talking about Carrollwood Village in Tampa, Florida. We're going to be going over some of the different neighborhoods that we found to be the most popular. We're going to go over square footage, sales price ranges, and average days on the market. Let's get started. My name's Chris. I'm a licensed loan officer. If you have any financing questions related to purchasing or refinancing, let me know. Be glad to help. Let's get into these subdivisions. So Carrollwood's broken up into three phases. You got phase 1 in purple, phase 2 in orange, and phase 3 in gray. I would say that as it moved back further, a lot of the homes were built a little bit later. There are throughout Carrollwood, there are parks that have tennis courts, basketball courts, picnic tables, all those kind of things. That might be features you're looking for. They also have condominiums throughout. We didn't really focus too much on those at this point. We're looking more so at the single family homes and townhouses. All right, so let's get started with the main entrance. Here is Dale Mabry, and here's Fletcher Avenue. This is the main entrance. You're going to have a Publix here that we've talked about in some of the other videos, grocery store, real popular. And this is going to be your main, South Village Drive is going to be the main road going through Carrollwood Village. Going to sit between Ehrlich Road up here. It's going to come down Dale Mabry all the way to, this is Gun Highway. So I would say you're kind of looking this whole area right here. We're going to go through a lot of the subdivisions and go through some price points. So kind of give you some information. Average days to contract in the last 12 months is about 8 days. Average days on the market are about 4. So what that's telling me is, it's obviously a seller's market right now. So when you go in with offers, you want to make sure you're pre-qualified, actually pre-approved if you can. That way you put your best foot forward. If there are multiple offers in a situation that a seller has 10 offers to choose from, they're going to go with whoever's best qualified. Obviously they'll probably take cash first, but outside of that, if there's financing, they're going to look at those offers and then decide who's local. Do they know the lender, or maybe does their listing agent know the lender? Have they ever heard of them? Do they have a good reputation for closing on time? And can they close within 20 to 30 days or less? Median house is 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Average sold price in the last 12 months is $387,737. The average pending sales price right now is $476,150. So obviously over the last 12 months, there's been big increases on what these houses are going for. So it's a very popular area, Carrollwood Village. I grew up in this area, so I've seen a lot of growth. Even some of the lots that were available, there are a lot of people that are going in, buying homes, and then renovating the whole exterior. So the nice thing about Carrollwood is it's been around for years, so you've got that tree growth, and you've got very mature lawns and very mature parks with oak trees and different things like that. It does have a golf club as well as a tennis club as part of it. They've got clay courts there. They have 3 courses that you can actually play on. And you can actually, if you just wanted to come visit the area, it's a pretty cool feature. You can actually rent right there, right next to the golf course. You could rent there. It's like a hotel. You can actually rent there, and then try it out if you're a golfer. If you just want a central hub to visit, different areas of Tampa, or if you're going to be meeting, up with a realtor when you're visiting, it's a good place. You could stay there and get a good feel for the community and the clubhouse and everything else that goes along with it. Let's get into a few of the actual subdivisions. Let me pull this up. All right, so this again right here to give you some bearings on where you're at. This right here is Dale Mabry. This right here is Ehrlich. And here's your main entrance, which on once you end up coming into South Village Drive, you're going to see there are some townhouses that sit right here. Once you end up taking a left onto Lowell, this is Lowell Road right here, and then Casey Road runs north and south. First neighborhood we're going to get into is Country Club. You can actually access Country Club a little bit faster from Ehrlich Road. There's a stoplight right here, a four-way stoplight. Once you end up coming off of Ehrlich, Country Club are going to be these homes in this vicinity. Price range on those homes is going to be somewhere between $330,000, $500,000, and $530,000. Square footage, you're looking at 1,500 to approximately 2,900, so pretty decent range. Age, you're looking at about 1982 to 1989 is when those homes were built, and they are all single-family homes. Taxes are going to range between $2,200 and $5,800, depending on how long the person's lived there and what your sales price becomes. They do have pools. The homes and lots are big enough to have pools in those areas. And again, school districts for all of Carrollwood, you're looking at middle school is probably going to be Ben Hill, which is right off of Ehrlich's, very close to Carrollwood Village. You're also going to be looking at Chamberlain High School. If you're looking at possible private schools, then it opens up the door to quite a few. You've got Cambridge Christian, you've got Independent Day School, Carrollwood Day School, Academy of the Holy Names. It's more of a downtown South Tampa private school, and that is only a girls' school through high school. Through middle school, it's boys and girls. There's also Tampa Prep that's near downtown Tampa as well. That's boys and girls, and it goes through high school. So anyway, a lot of different choices there. We'll go ahead and put some links to school ratings in this video below. I encourage you to check that out as well. Let's take a quick break. If this information is useful, please let us know. If there are other subdivisions that you'd like to hear about, we can build out videos on those as well, or any other particular information that'd be useful when you're looking for homes here in the Tampa Bay area. All right, so after Country Club, if we're actually coming back towards the golf course is going to be in this whole area right here. You've got the Cloisters, which is going to be this neighborhood. Those properties are going to range between 460,000 and 735,000. Square footage is going to range between 2,200 to about 6,200 square feet. And those have been built in 1977 to 1986. All single-family homes in that neighborhood as well. Property taxes are ranging between $3,500 to $7,200 a year. From what we see, all the homes in that neighborhood do have pools, and again, same school districts. Anything in Carrollwood's going to be within those same districts. You might have, if you change zip codes, that could change from Chamberlain to Gaither High School. By the way, Gaither High School is off of Dale Mabry as well. Probably either way, you're looking at about a 10-minute drive, so nothing too bad. All right, so after the Cloisters and the clubhouse, when we're looking at this, if you make a right just before you get back to Dale Mabry, you're going to run into Cyprus Run. I know that neighborhood pretty well. My father-in-law and mother-in-law live in there, and those prices are ranging between $400,000 to $600,000 right now. Average square footage on those homes are anywhere between 2,000 up to 4,000 square feet. And those have been built between 79 and 86 for the most part. But there are some homes like my father-in-law's that got built in the late, there are some homes that were built just like my father-in-law's in the early 2000s. They're all single-family homes. Taxes range between $3,200 and $6,800 dollars a year. There's probably about half of those homes that are on the golf course. So they actually back up right to the golf course. A lot of nice views. All right, so if we keep going, this whole road right here comes right behind the Publix and the shopping center that's right here. There's a lot of restaurants to eat at as well. Once you end up getting back to South Village Drive and make a right, again, this is the main drag into Carrollwood Village. There are some townhouses right here, Fairway Townhouses. Those are going to range between $250,000 and $375,000. Square footage ranging approximately 1,800 to 2,400 square feet, and those were built in, early to mid 80s. Those are all townhouses, and taxes have been ranging between $2,300 and $4,500 a year. There is a community pool. You don't have the ability to put a pool in your backyard, just so you know. It feels they're built really well and open, so it feels like a regular house, not necessarily a townhouse. All right, so going back down South Village Drive to Lowell, you'll make a left and make another left on Casey. You're going to run into, here are some of these subdivisions. Right here is going to be, actually you can't see it. Looks like this map's a little bit older. On this side of Casey, you're going to run into Pine Hollow. Cyprus Hollow is the next subdivision over here, and Fairway Village. Cyprus Hollow, I actually grew up in. My mom still lives there. Those are going to range between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet. Years, that they were built, early 80s, all single-family homes. Taxes range anywhere between, 3,000 up to 5,300. In the last year, 1 out of 4 homes had a pool that were sold in there. I can tell you my mom has a pool in her house. There are a few properties that I would say line up with Casey that I know don't have pools. But for the most part, a really nice neighborhood. They do have a HOA, but it's not a required HOA. So they just, people donate in there to help keep the front signs and everything looking nice, but that's a little bit different than some of the other neighborhoods that require the HOA fees to be paid. Really nice neighborhood, nice people. Everybody's really community oriented. They have parties, in the cul-de-sacs. A lot of the cul-de-sacs have that. I know ours did. A lot of get-togethers, those kind of things. If we keep going further, like I said, Fairway Village is the next subdivision, and it actually connects to Cyprus Hollow. In the back here, the two run together. Properties are going to range there. Similar range, similar square footage. I would say Fairway Village is a little bit smaller. Square footage probably 2,000 to about 2,600 square feet. And those homes were built around the same time frame. Maybe a few years earlier it started, and they finished up about the same time. All single family homes, taxes ranging between $2,700 and $5,700. Big difference there. I think there was more homes that sold in that neighborhood with pools in the last 12 months. 10 out of 12 homes sold actually had pools. So not sure if people just added them afterwards or maybe bigger lots, but again, something else to check into. When we get into this area right here off of Casey, this is Village South. My wife used to live in that neighborhood, so I know that neighborhood really well also. Price range is going to be between $390 and $550, I would say. You got a lot of different homes in that neighborhood, a lot of nicer, bigger homes, and you also have some smaller homes in there. Some of them are have that older style outside, but a lot of homes in there have been remodeled and have a different exterior. So I would definitely, if that's something that interests you, definitely make an effort to, either go see the house or do a FaceTime. A lot of the ceilings might be a little bit lower, in some of these communities or subdivisions in Carrollwood, unless they renovated the property. So something else to think about. Again, Village South, square footage about 2,200 to 3,000 square feet. They're a little bit newer, built in the the early to mid 80s and later. All single-family homes as well, and the taxes are ranging between, I'd say, $3,600 and $5,200. And then the last 12 months, all the homes actually sold in that neighborhood had pools. So again, maybe with some of the bigger lots possibly in there or newer homes, they decided to, add the pools. It looks like I missed one of the subdivisions that we had listed here, Top of the Village. You're going to actually access Top of the Village. The quickest way is going to be off of Ehrlich. Once you take a left onto South Village Drive from Ehrlich, it's going to be your first left and then immediately your first left again. Nice community. Actually, I know a couple, we've got some clients that live in there. Price range somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000. Is the way it sits right now. Square footage anywhere between 1,800 all the way up to over 3,000 square feet. Average age about 81 to 1985-ish is when those were built. All single-family homes, and taxes ranging between 2,800 to 4,800. In that subdivision, 5 of 7 homes in the last 12 months were sold with pools. So what I can tell you about when I'm looking at that neighborhood, you do have some of these homes right here are all on the golf course. So if you're looking for something on the golf course, they actually also have a little pond here. So if you want some conservation or you're okay with the golf in the back, some of these homes would be better for you to look at. I will say also a really nice feature that they just built fairly recently is this park that they never had anything like this before. I actually just went there yesterday, speaking of. We took our dog to the dog park and kind of just, I wanted to see the park knowing that we were going to kind of discuss it a little bit today. It's really nice. Everything's brand new. There is a time, it does have an open and closed time frame, so there is a gate here. After hours you're not going to be able to get into, but throughout the day there's a lot of people here, a lot of kids, especially during the summer. They do have paths that you can walk or let's say run, if you're looking for a trail to run. They have a skate park. Actually, just going through all this, I did see for skateboards a skate park that looked pretty neat. There's an amphitheater, so I don't know if they're going to be doing shows there. Maybe community type shows would be nice. There's a fitness area over here, a splash pad for the kids, and picnic shelters. Not sure if you would need to reserve those or not, but nice feature in case you want to have kids out during the summer, if you want to throw a party there for the kids. I drove through and came all the way down this way to get to the dog park. Really not too many people out here too much. I think there was 3 other dogs out there with us. Standard rules, they have 2 different areas, one for bigger dogs, one for smaller dogs. You want to make sure you bring your dog out there, that they're on leash, and that they're going to get along with all the other puppies out there or other older dogs. But really nice area, nice feature to have out here when you're in a community like this, and I think it was long overdue. So definitely something to enjoy as part of the neighborhood, and there is no cost to it. It's all part of the association. All right, so looking at this screenshot, actually I think we're going to get a better angle of some of the neighborhood. Casey Road right here. Cyprus Hollow is where I grew up, and actually Pine Hollow, Cyprus Hollow, Fairway Village, Beacon Meadows, Casey Landing. My father actually used to be the mail carrier, and he knew everybody in this neighborhood. So it's kind of funny when my mom actually ended up going to look at this house and told him where it was. And the fact that it was on his route, he actually was able to stop there and eat lunch, on a daily basis. But he knew and took pictures with a lot of the families and kids from when they were 5 up until they, graduated high school. So he knew everybody. So when we moved into the neighborhood, it was actually, an extended family for us, which was kind of cool. Okay, so off of Ehrlich, once you turn left onto South Village Drive, coming into Country Club subdivision, my aunt actually lives in this neighborhood. So I've been in these houses as well. She's got a nice house. It's just her by herself. Plenty square footage in those homes, and very nice pool. So they do definitely have decent sized lots in there. So moving into Carrollwood Village Phase 1, this whole area right off of South Village Drive, Carrollwood Village Drive, a lot of renovations here on homes, quite a few people. You can see, actually my wife's grandfather built their brick home here. Really traditional, very different than a lot of the homes in the neighborhood. And I remember stories of them talking about when they built, they were one of the first homes built in this vicinity. So it's still there, and actually kind of funny hearing stories about the big parties that they used to throw there. Moving down in this area, we still have friends that live off Carrollwood Village Drive. I actually grew up with friends in this whole vicinity, and I know that their parents still own those homes to this day. I see them every now and then when we're out with my own family, eating lunch at Panera, or seeing them at back before COVID at the AMC movie theaters, different things like that. So within Carrollwood Village, there are, like I said, a lot of shopping centers. So within the shopping centers, you've got, once you come into South Village Drive, this whole area right here that I'm marking, you've got Circles, which is a excellent restaurant, and they have excellent wine and different things like that if you're looking for a neighborhood restaurant like that where they know your name. They do serve lunch and dinner. There's also a Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza. There's a Chili's. They've got their own little bar here, and actually comedy club called Side Splitters. They usually have really good comedians coming in there as well. We've got some plans to take the kids there. You can also look on this side of South Village Drive. You're looking at Publix. They've got an Orange Theory if you're looking for somewhere to work out. They've got a Panera. They have a Bonefish Grill as well in that area. Just trying to see, there's a Walgreens for a pharmacy. Trying to think of anything else we use there. There's a Marlowe's Tavern, another restaurant. So a lot of different places to try to visit, especially if you're in the area. If you decide to stay on the golf course right here, those are all pretty much in walking distance. Probably a good 10 to 15 minute walk. But so just looking at Dale Mabry again, just kind of give you some bearings on where Dale Mabry goes and what's there. You've got a Walmart, a Target, Sam's Club. If you keep going further down, Whole Foods, Sprouts. There is an excellent restaurant called Sacred Pepper. It's a little bit further north of Bears on Dale Mabry. So you're talking about less than a 10-minute drive, and they have great food there. I've got one of my good friends growing up, actually, Chad Bash is the manager there. So say hi if you stop by. So to summarize Carrollwood, it's been around for years. I've lived there, my wife's lived there, her parents, grandparents. It's very centrally located, especially nowadays. It was back 20 years ago as well. You'll find that a lot of people that grew up in Tampa, a lot of people actually probably started out in Carrollwood and then they branched off from there. I know we're going to get into some other subdivisions in later videos that are considered very central nowadays, based on infrastructure and movement and so forth. But Carrollwood's always home to me. That's why I always enjoy seeing new homes, visiting friends, and just being in the area. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.